look like?
I haven't seen it yet. I actually just kind of went and relaxed last night and didn't get a chance to see it yet.
How many varied kicks you think you could have with this new rule?
Working on it. Not sure how many are going to be viable or not, but just working on a number of things, picking out the corners and whatnot, or just other random things.
Did your mind start racing when this rule went in about what you can do and different trajectories and spins and all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's just a bunch of tools you can put in your toolbox. Like you have a few different golf clubs go out there and hit, and now I'm not just going out and smashing the driver on kickoff all the time. So it's kind of like hitting a free kick in soccer. You got a couple different ways you can hit it. So I'm trying to get all of those into my bag and figure out what works and what doesn't work and what Bones is going to want on game day.
Is it pretty freeing not to, again, because it's all about hang time before, that doesn't really matter now?
Yeah, it'll save my leg for sure. Go out there and I can hit 2 steps, 3 steps instead of running and smashing my whole body through it every time. So it'll save my legs a few reps here and there.
To that same point, I know we talked about it a little bit in the spring, but how does your soccer background help with, now that you're getting reps and doing different kicks, different clubs in the bag, like you said, how does the soccer background help?
Yeah, just the process of feeling and hitting the ball in a different way. A lot of kickers, and myself included, practice doing the exact same thing, the exact same way over and over and over again. You go out and master that. But to be able to go out there and hit the ball a different way, maybe with like the outside of your foot or inside of your foot, hit the ball in different spots, just think that's going to be important on kickoff for guys that want to go out and hit varied balls for different looks.
And clarified the rule that the ball's got to be in well of the tee. How much had you been playing around?
Yeah,
put it this way and
absolutely.
It that way.
Yeah, I was experimenting with just about everything. So I had the ball set up in illegal ways that I didn't know were illegal until that was clarified. So good to know to not waste my time doing that anymore.
Brandon, in terms of camp, what a difference a year makes. Coming in as it was underway last year and having to prove yourself. Can you just kind of, I assume your approach is the same, but does it just feel different this year?
Absolutely. Last year, coming in fighting for a job, obviously had a kicker competition and just had to prove to not only myself but the coaching staff and the other players that I belonged here, that the job was not being handed to me, that I needed to go and earn it, obviously. So this year, a lot less stress. Feel like I do belong. Everyone kind of knows who I am on the team. So coming out and expecting results out of myself, and the players are expecting it, the fans are expecting it, just the coaching staff. So just have the expectations of success and go out there and deliver again.
How have you continued to push the limits, Brandon, on what you're capable of, distance, other aspects of your game?
Yeah, the most important for me is the consistency. I don't go out there and try long field goals often. Don't want to create bad habits for myself, because when you get out of your comfort range, you tend to add a little more juice or add a little extra to get the ball to go a little bit further. And like 99% of my kicks, that's not necessary. So I don't really attempt to try those, but I want to keep my leg fresh and keep my mind fresh. So limit the reps and get it in the weight room, keep my leg fast.
What kind of workouts do you do in the weight room, and to kind of keep?
Yeah, I hit the team workouts here. They're good with me. They don't make me put heavy weights on my back. I kind of try to avoid compressing my spine that way, so they don't make me lift squats with the back squat with heavy weights on the back. So.
Did you have a chance to decompress and reflect on your rookie year in a sense?
Absolutely. Had a long moment there. The off season here is a lot longer than what I'm used to in soccer, so I had a long time to sit there and think about what we did and what we can improve on, and just the little things on the day-to-day basis outside of the field, what we can do better to improve just like the at-home balance, put it that way. So always try and take time after a season to reflect on the good, the bad, and just what you can fix.
How do you top what you did last year?
I don't know if I'm going to even worry about what I did last year at this point. Just 0 for 0 this year. Go out there and try and make one kick at a time, and just keep that same mentality that I need to earn my job each and every week.
You talk to guys like Justin Tucker and how they remain consistent, or I don't know if you do that kind of stuff.
I had a chance to speak with him. Oh, sorry. I had a chance to speak with him out in at the Pro Bowl, but no, I haven't kept in touch with any of the other guys like that.
I understand what you're saying about not wanting to overextend yourself in practice and get into bad habits, but I feel like there's also a really good chance you remember the number. What is the longest you've ever hit in practice?
In practice, in the team environment, I think the furthest they ever put me out there is 51. On my own, messing around on the field before having a job would have been like 67-ish. Yeah.
I've been around football for 20 years, and long snapping is the position I still understand the least about. How would you explain like how important Trent's job is and
Absolutely.
the technical nature
Yeah,
of it?
he gets us started on the right path. Obviously, in my peripherals, I can see the snap and see the Banger reaching out to grab it, and if he kind of out of position, it can throw off the rhythm and the timing of it. If the laces aren't quite right, he's got to spin it on the ground, and that creates a different visual and throws off the timing a little bit. So just having his consistency, he starts us off right. If he hits the spot and he gets the laces right and Banger can just put it down, I get to see the ball on the ground before I kick it. Otherwise, it's moving right before I kick it. I don't really get a chance to see it. I'm just kind of swinging where I expect the ball to be, and it's up to Banger to make him right. But luckily, both Trent and Banger are so good at their jobs, and they're incredibly consistent, so I don't really have to worry about it. I can just go out there and swing where the ball's supposed to be, and it'll be there.
Much like your job, it requires perfection. Like
Yeah.
we only know long snappers if they screw up. Do you talk about just the mental pressure of trying to be perfect on everything?
Absolutely. And yeah, he's got the same pressure on him as the kickers do, and then he's got to sit there and die slowly is what you'd call it with those big guys pushing on him. But he does a great job. He's got a lot of pressure, and he's very, very consistent.
Would you anticipate once the season starts that you'll see teams by and large approach the kickoff 2 or 3 different ways? Are you expecting really a lot of creativity early in how teams approach it? And are you kind of wondering, hey, I wonder if they've done something that I hadn't even thought of?
Yeah, we're going to watch a lot of film, obviously, with Bones. He's great about picking out little things that other teams are doing and just showing you, because he watches every single play of every single special teams play around the league. So I'm not sure what to expect. I don't think anyone quite knows what other teams are practicing right now. It's very under wraps, so I don't think you'll see a lot of what teams are planning to do week 1 in preseason either. So then we got to wait till week 1 to see what it's going to look like.
Have you gone to him and say, hey, I have this in my bag, this is a little different, you want to see how it works? I mean, how collaborative, I guess, is it between you and Bones right now as far as coming out of the show?
It's very collaborative. Bones is great. He wants to work to your strengths and kind of avoid your weaknesses. So if there's something you can do that is really good, you're going to do that often. If there's something that he'd do with a different kicker that you don't do very well, he's not going to ask you to do that. So he's really good about playing to, and it's the same with other positional players. He's really good about playing to people's strengths and working with the player to put their best ability on the field.
How much did you look at? I know Bones looked at a lot of UFL stuff. How much did you look at it yourself to say, let me see how these guys did it? You know?
Yeah. So I didn't watch too much of the XFL because at the time I was playing in the USFL and our seasons kind of overlapped. And my kickoff was actually kicking off from the 20. So it was a little bit of the other way around. So I was trying to smash it even harder there. But we've seen a couple of clips of it on the XFL kickoffs, and for me, it's just picking a spot and hitting it. But for the other guys, it's going to be a little bit different, and they're learning different techniques, and they're out here practicing those now.
Is there any way to put into words how much pressure you feel at this stage of camp now than you did last year with everything that was going on?
Yeah, for sure. Last year, definitely a ball of stress, just kind of going about my job and don't really know. I haven't done it before, and I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to look like at this level. So just kind of always on my toes thinking, am I doing this right? Am I at the meeting early enough? Am I in bed soon enough? So just kind of every little thing, every decision I was making, there was a lot of nerves in it, and there probably doesn't need to be that much. So it's nice. The nerves are on the field when I'm kicking, but other than that, it's kind of a nice, relaxing time.
And just physically too. I mean, you were
Yeah.
kind of kicking more.
Well, yeah. Last year came into camp very sharp, coming off the USFL season, a little bit sore or a little. I don't know what to say about that. Fatigued would be a good word for it, but. And I pushed through it. Bones was good about not working me too hard on kickoffs, because those are the things that really fatigue your leg. But you got to go out there and show you can make field goals under pressure. So they put me under pressure a lot in camp last year with mojo moments and red zone field goals, which are going to come in this camp as well, just not yet.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate this,
Thanks.
Brandon.
Yeah.